Here's how one question took me from, no one wants to listen to my music. I'm not going to put out my music, to I'm going to put out my music. I have a new single out today. It's called I Am Home. I wrote it 5 years ago. I'll do some posts about it later. But for this video, I want to stick on this because this has been a long time coming. I've been sitting on this song for 5 years, maybe over 5 years. This question that my buddy hit me with, it's one that I've asked myself before, but never in the context that we were talking about it. So let me tell you the story. My buddy Scott, aka the Frozen Yogi, we got together to make some music. But before we did that, I just wanted to hear about his journey with music. Because oftentimes I'll get together with people and we'll start making music, and the music will be there to a degree. But like I'm always so curious about like, hey, what is your story with music? So we sat down and we started talking about music. He told me about his first guitar experience. I told him about mine, etc. It was awesome. Then we started getting into making music. That was also awesome. Then we started talking about coaching. We started talking about my offerings, his offerings, and our goals around like where we wanted to be in 10 years. Now, of course, all of this beautiful stuff is happening right before my buddy is about to go on like a 2, 3 week trip right off island. And so I thought, I'm like, let's be clever, Marco. How can you hold yourself accountable here? I go, what would be something impressive that I could do while you're gone to help get me closer to the person that I want to be? And like a good friend, instead of telling me what would be impressive to him, he asked me, he says, what is the version of Marco doing that you're not doing? Like, what is that version that you want to be? What is that version of you doing that you're not doing today? And he goes, no, 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 Marco, not like what do you have to do to become him? He goes, what is that version of you doing that this Marco is not doing? And I took a second to think about it. And I'm like, that version of Marco is releasing music. He's working on music and he's releasing music. That's what he's doing differently. Because he's still like going live, making content, sharing human design, sharing sensory design. He's still doing all that. The thing that he's doing differently when all the chips are in place and all the abundance and manifestations, that he's releasing music. And so he goes, okay, so release some music. And I said, bet. So that is the question. What is the idealized version of you, your highest self, in your most authentic, liberated expression? What is that version of you doing that you're not doing? And you might be like me, where your highest, most liberated, manifested, empowered expression is doing something that is kind of like unrelated to the current goals that you have in your life. Again, me, I'm wanting to grow my business so my family can be supported. And me releasing music helps with that, kind of out of left field. But something on a soul level and a physical level, it completely landed in me and resonated. And it was like, yes, that is it. That is one of the last frontiers for me as a human being when it comes to being vulnerable and being nervous. Let people listen to your music, Marco. I'm still kind of cringing about it, okay? So if you have something negative to say about my music, make it constructive at least, because it's vulnerable for me. But this is the edge that I like to live on, and this is the sort of like, how you say, I guess it's an unseen edge for me. So anyway, I will repeat the question: what is that version of you doing that the current version of you is not doing? And are you willing to do that thing now so that you can bring that version of yourself into the present? Let me know in the comments. And also, check out I Am Home by cocobones, my first single in a minute. Still awkward, but I'll get better, I promise, guys.